have two seemingly identical keypads in here. This one was a 1 week long project that required roughly 15 hours of skilled labor. Here's what's inside of it. This one, on the other hand, has been optimized for manufacturing. It took me less than 2 hours to build, and this is what it looks inside. Let me tell you how I did it. Hello, my nerds. I spent a lot of time designing this keypad. It meant to solve the ergonomics of PC gaming, and this optimization effort required a lot of steps. For example, I completely redesigned the circuit boards. I designed my own tooling for leather and a lot more. Before I dive into that, let me explain a little bit what problems I needed to solve with this one to make it more manufacturable. This model has 20 individual keys, an analog joystick, and an OLED display. All of these items needed to be connected together by hand. So the way this worked was I had to hand solder every single individual key together, like so. Then I had to solder electrical components to each key, again, by hand. Each key required a hot swap socket and a diode. And what's important to understand about this is that it's not just one wire. Each finger required 5 wires. And the challenge with working with wires is that for such a project, you can't use single core wires because they tend to break. This is why I had to use braided or multi-core wires. In order to solder them to these individual PCBs, I had to strip each wire on both ends and tin it. So that 7 hours of work mostly meant preparing wires for soldering. Then, after all the fingers were properly connected, these wires would need to go into a so-called hub board. And this is where all the columns and rows matrix gets formed. And after that, this hub board would need to be connected to the microcontroller board. And additionally, I would also need to connect an analog joystick and an OLED display to the board. So this is why it was so difficult and took so long to put this together. This new model fundamentally changed the internal circuitry of this device. This is the fundamentally different structure where I combined individual keys into finger columns, and hypothetically, I still could keep optimizing it and combine these all together, but I am not willing to compromise on the ergonomics and customizability. I think it's critical for this device to be able to adjust each individual finger length independently. So I'm not willing to compromise on that. This is why it's still rather complex structure, but much simpler than that one. And having 5 individual boards, 1 per finger, I added flat ribbon cable connectors, which means that now the assembly process entails connecting these flat ribbon cable connectors to the hub board, like so. It still requires a little bit of soldering, but I timed it. It took me 16 minutes to solder everything. After that, it was just a matter of connecting these cables. So with that out of the way, here is the new design of the custom circuit boards. And you probably noticed that I took advantage of the PCB assembly. So these components were soldered on in a factory. And this is a huge time saver. So this board it's a panel for the hub board. Then I have a panel for the fingers. And this one is the analog joystick module that holds together the analog joystick and the OLED display, also connected with one FPC connector. So this is how easy it is to assemble now. I take one of the flat cables, slide it into the port, lock it in, and I'm done. The other way around. Slide in and lock it. And lastly, the thumb module, same story. Blue side up, slide in, lock it. This one is meant for the thumb. I have it labeled. Blue side up. Slide in and lock it. Repeat it 4 more times for these fingers and you're basically done. How cool is that? This is what the schematic of the hub looks like. It's actually pretty straightforward. It has 6 ribbon cable connectors and just a bunch of traces connecting them such that it forms columns and rows, and also has through holes for the microcontroller board. This is the 3D view of this board. Then the finger column circuit board design, also pretty straightforward. I added here several test points on this side and this side of the board. This is this 3D view. I tried to get a little bit creative and make these round traces. I really like the contrast of these white switches on the black board. And last but not least, the analog joystick circuit board with mounting holes for the analog joystick itself, the ribbon cable connector, and the mounting holes for the OLED display on this side. And this is the 3D view of this board. But of course, in order to fit these new designs into my controller, I had to completely change what's inside of it. And at a first glance, they look identical. That's intentional. I really love how this design turned out, but everything inside of it had to change. I didn't have the luxury to modify this CAD file. I created brand new blank CAD file and recreated the whole thing from scratch. That's why it took so long. I changed the finger design. I added a few decorative elements. I significantly reinforced the base. I improved the grip. Now it uses silicon pads rather than TPU pads. These worked great, but on some surfaces, they were a little bit too slippery to my taste. So you see, it still holds pretty decent, but this one is much better. And it looks nicer too, in my opinion. So lots of simple optimizations that led to super clean assembly and very nice looking design. Another major time-consuming element in this build is this artisan leather wrapping. Honestly, I don't think there is a workaround. This still has to be done by hand by someone who knows how to do this. So this is not something that is possible to easily replicate without ever learning how to do it. But where I managed to save a lot of time is here. Basically, I designed a set of custom tools for myself. So as I get better over time, I hope I can develop even better tooling and improve my process. But for now, I think it's already a major step forward. I also took this opportunity to improve the firmware of this device. I solved quite a few bugs with it. Yeah, it's coming along really well. I'm super pleased. By no means this is ready for high-scale manufacturing, but now we've reached this point where this was absolutely out of the question. There was no chance that I could build something like this for people. And now we're slowly getting into the territory where maybe I could start making these. And I think probably one last thing I really want to mention about it is that I'm so incredibly pleased with how this turned out. Also because I managed to redesign it and optimize for manufacturing without making any compromises on the ergonomics and how it looks and how it feels. That was a major challenge, and I was really curious if I could get there, because it was incredibly tempting to cut corners and, you know, try to find shortcuts and make it easier for myself. But as you can see, I resisted the urge, and as far as these contact surfaces go, it feels identical to that one. It's the same dimensions. It's pretty much the same keypad, but 10 times faster to put together. Thank you so much for following along this journey with me, and I appreciate your patience. I don't really know where this project leads me, but your support means a lot, and I really love where this is headed.